with fallen angels beneath the streets of Rome. And when I first heard this story, I was absolutely amazed because when Henry came into Bozeman about 5 years ago, I provided him with an illustration that was shared with me by a very high-ranking military guy who was a four-star general. And this, when he saw this illustration, these two angels bound in these chains.
Hi. Look, I have heard his testimony before. I think it's interesting that it's under Rome, which is, of course, the Vatican, so that will fit in with Jonathan's revelation of what's happening there, what it actually represents, the Vatican. But I just remember I was always in a query about why the Lord gave me this word about angels and demons. I must look it up, but I know that it said that they were counting their fingers and toes, and the number was 6. And I remember thinking, they've got 6 fingers or 6 and that's what he had showed me in this word that I scribed, and I'm pretty sure it's one that I have posted on YouTube, so it can be retrieved, but I can't actually see all my YouTube videos. I don't understand how that works, but yeah, there's this image and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers. So just confirm something that the Lord showed me. I might just play a little bit of this. You might be interested.
Henry said that's exactly what they looked like. And this thing was done almost, I would say, pretty close to 17 years, Henry, after you saw it. So share if you would.
Oh, after?
Yeah, so your encounter, with these entities, set it up so people can understand.
It was probably one of the most profound experiences I've ever had. I had been working for several years with a team called Holy Ghost Commandos, or Spirit-Filled Strike Force. And they did a lot of fasting and praying. 3 of them were Green Berets, Vietnam. Very highly disciplined men. And they would do a lot of fasting and praying, seeking the face of God as to where to do what we call the next strike. And we did strikes in very strategic places all over the world in those years. And so I was well acquainted with each of the other 6 men. There were 7 of us. We had walked.
Okay, I'm going to pause it again. Like, Lord is always leading me in everything I do, and just the fact that he said strikes in very strategic places. This is what the Lord is showing me, that you look at the last 7 posts, YouTube posts. It seems like I'm going nowhere with them, but I'm being led in every way by the Lord, in every encounter with every person, and every bit of detailed information I have about those individuals all fall into place. And this morning I have been told that they are watchers, strategically placed like a serpent down the coast, the west coast, like placed like a dot to dot of a serpent up the west coast. So he sends me on a journey, and every encounter and person I meet is strategic. And this morning I thought about the people that I met, and each and every one of them has an innate, they represent something. And I need the Lord to show me, but I know enough to know that they're there, and I'm waiting for what God wants to do next. I'd love to think that God is going to turn them right side up, like you see Jonathan doing. That's how I feel about everyone I meet. I want to see them right side up, but I never meet anyone who's right side up, ever. I only meet fallen angels, and I meet ones that are really, really demonic. And these are strategic strikes, and it may be something that God is going to do once He's empowered His witnesses, His 133,000, whatever. I don't know.